Hello and welcome. I'm Ash Mannix, and once again we are playing Iwaihime, the gift or the poison that keeps on poisoning. But I'm not alone in suffering this poison. Once again, I have roped in my favourite and only co-host, Kixel.
It's time for soot.
It's sooting time. Even
I would have said it's sooty time, but that means something else over here.
Sooty and Co.
Yeah.
Google that. UK Sooty and Co. or Sooty. Oh man, that takes me back. Talking about things that take me back. I've started watching this documentary on the American Gladiator show.
Wait. The one that was on TV here, was that the American one or was it a British one?
It was a British version of it.
Right.
Which was...
I'm just thinking of it going, Gladiators! Are you ready?
Contender! Are you ready?
Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go! Yeah, I fucking loved that. I remember that.
So
sort of.
That
Do you know what? I will find it.
Yes, that was, and there was like gladiators
it.
called like Wolf and stuff like that. I think it was Wolf. But yeah, this is what caused that kind of what you'd say like a localization, a spin-off series, whatever.
Oh, I call it an adaptation because it is an adaptation. Like the In-Betweeners got an American adaptation. Top Gear has an American adaptation. They're not the English version, the British version rather, but it is a very similar sort of thing.
There's an American one of Top Gear. Interesting.
Yeah,
I know
Top Gear USA.
Oh, interesting. But yes, it is really good. It starts off, because the show in America started off from 89 and it lasted till 96 or something.
Bloody hell.
All the gloriousness of the fucking 90s. Oh my god. I'm like...
It's essentially, it's kind of like alongside wrestling as well then, like WWE, or was WWF back then, wasn't it?
That started maybe before then. Way before then. Because they were talking about how that was a thing. And this was like slightly different because it was not scripted.
Yeah.
So it's like a more real, in terms of competition, because WWE is scripted, but it's still ridiculously dangerous. It is proper show with a bit like gymnastics and stuff like that, like scripted gymnastics. It is extremely dangerous stuff, but it's all scripted. Whereas with the gladiator stuff, it was an actual competition. You didn't know who was going to win, all that sort of stuff. And it is fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I've just watched the first 2 episodes and I'm hooked. Right, I was hooked from the first one. The recommendation from a bro about it, and I recommend. So there you go. Especially if you were a kid around the 90s. God, the hairstyles they had then. There's this dude who, I don't know what his name was. Was it Magnum? Maybe something else. One of the early gladiators had amazing hair, man. It's like the hair of that time, all like fluffy and stick it out and like, oh, anyway, the hairstyles there were wild. But let's get to it, shall we? I'm not seeing Crackdeal in the chat. I'm just like waiting for the hurry up with the finger. And hello, Carly Bread X. How's it going? Did you catch any of that chat of the Gladiator show? And
hello, GBX.
Reminiscing of the 90s. Today? The 90s. The Attitude Era. Simpler times. Simpler just because I was a kid back then. But yeah. Kixel, can you remember what happened in the last episode of this?
We were going through Tsubakiko's background story. Or story, rather. And she's freaking out because, first of all, she starts seeing horrendous blob people everywhere. But she's also being stalked by a guy who may have been who has been in prison for 9 years or something.
Or potentially assaulting her.
For assaulting her or something. They didn't make it abundantly clear what exactly happened, but you can infer based on her actions or reactions, or just the way she's behaving in general.
It was bad. Her reaction was bad, and him whenever he appeared was.
It looks like a typical fucking sex offender stereotype.
Yeah, like something from a JoJo episode as well, like that, like ultra over the top as well. And you could taste the sliminess, man. You could just almost taste it.
It's like dripping through the monitor, and you're like,
I feel like the FBI gonna break in just from me listening to him talk.
I remember when the Sech King was first introduced in this game, and I felt a visceral disgust towards him. It's similar with this guy, but it's not as powerful because most of the time he's hidden behind a wall or something. We haven't actually seen him fully.
It's interesting. For me, I have more of a reaction, right? It feels worse with this guy because I know that he's been put away in jail, or at least put away somewhere for a long period of time for actually having committed some sort of crime. At least that's the way they make it seem. Whereas with the Sech King, it's still open to interpretation of what exactly he's representing, and he has an imaginary world.
I think it's pretty. I mean, I think it's pretty clear what he's representing when you break down what the game's rules are.
But he is a dreamed imagination interpretation of what had happened, whereas this dude is just straight up sex offender dude.
That's him. That's just him. Yeah.
Raw and nasty, right? And he is just came out like he's just full on fucking nasty ass. So anyway, this guy gives me more of a reaction, more of a thing than the Sech King. The Sech King you can at least kind of laugh at because he's so over the top. There's a bit of a kind of what the fuck, whereas this guy is just making my stomach churn. But anyway, let's
dive in.
Let's hurt ourselves some more tonight, shall we?
I'm predicting pain.
Hello, what's that? Well, I wanted to send you Iwaihime meme video from YouTube, but link was blocked to spam. Rip.
That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
You could break up the link a bit by putting a space somewhere in it.
Yeah, take out the HTTP a bit at the beginning. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Let's.
Welcome. We're gonna suffer tonight, I reckon. So welcome to the party.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. I have been saving these in a stupid way. Yeah, I think this is
the one.
Yeah,
that's
you got annoyed last week.
Yeah, because it's like she's like, could it be Massacre? And you're like, Massacre. We'll find out next time. And I'm like, fuck off. Don't be a prick.
Dragon Ball Z. Let me just switch to the full screen and let's jump into this. Yes. And just to prepare myself, I'm just gonna open up a. Miss Hinagata crossed her arms in contemplation. I wanted to know what she was thinking, of course, but her eyebrows were so furrowed that I couldn't find the right time to ask.
9年目模範囚は数ヶ月早く刑期が終わることもあるそうだし
Okay. A few months? I've heard of people getting out like years earlier.
Innit? Yeah, for good behavior.
I mean, he couldn't have been that good if you only got out a few months earlier.
ひょっとするともう
何の話ですか?
Yes. Miss Hinagata, please explain.
これは霊障じゃないかもしれないわ。
どういうことですか?
Miss Hinagata crossed her arms again. After pondering for a minute, she finally broke her silence. The grim look in her eyes made it clear I was to repeat this to no one.
春宮さんには本人も思い出したくない気の毒な過去があるの。
Uh-huh.
Flashback time?
Flashback.
Right, so the guys in the chat have mentioned there was some sort of ice cream man in previous
You mean in previous videos, yeah.
videos. I remember an ice cream man because I remember going, this guy feels Dodge, and I don't know why I felt that.
I don't remember this at all. It must have been really early on because I kind of blacked out a bit.
So it was the last time we went through Subakiko's history?
Story.
Her story, yeah, when she was younger, when she was a punk, or whatever. The first time we went over her background. All right, crack dealer, you have.
You've made it just slightly on time-ish, late, kind of.
Yeah, we've just been told that Subakiko, Miss Hinagata just told us Subakiko went through something when she was younger that she doesn't even want to remember. And we've just started a flashback back to this infamous park. But yes, it was at that point where we were going through our background. But anyway, I need to watch that. I'll stream again at some point. I can't even remember which stream it was. Practice says, I swear I pop here and the first thing I hear is Ice Cream Man. Yes, I said that because I remember you was talking about how this guy might be the Ice Cream Man or something.
So we were really talking about you.
Yes, we're talking about you, crack dealer. Anyway, the park wasn't all you can play. It's a weird phrase. Paradise for the children, their own personal kingdom. The swings were thrilling and they loved the slides. Am I looking at the same thing here? I'm just looking at some plain ass swings in a bog standard slide.
Yeah, but you're a grumpy old man. Imagine being a kid. That's when you look at the swing and like, a swing! And you look at the slide, you're like, yeah!
No, don't get me wrong. I get that. And I was grumpy when I was a child as well, to be fair. But like...
That's the issue then.
Yes, it is my issue. I live with it every day and I love it. But having said that, I'm just thinking like it's a weird thing to be like, this isn't all you can play type of puff. I don't know, it's a bit weird.
I mean, do they mean that the park is open 24/7?
I mean, it is. They're just parks.
Because
I mean, it's a park next to the road, mate. It's just like a public park thing.
Well, the parks over here have closing times.
Do they?
That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, because you have fancy ass parks where you go through like a gated area, whereas this is right next to the road. There's no gates or fencing. I'm sorry, in East London you have fancy parks, right? But in most places you just have This is a very big park. I'll be honest, but you mostly have like shit parks around the housing estate or whatever, that are serviceable and just open 24/7.
I'm not sure. I feel like all the parks are fenced here. Like even the shit one around the corner from here, which is a basketball court and a little play area, and you can lap it if you walk in like a minute or half a minute. It's a very small area, but even that's fenced off.
Seems weird to have a gated fence, to have a locked fence at points. Why? In case someone gets in and
about it.
Does something weird. Well, anyway, either way, this is not one of those.
Actually, I see that wall is not really.
It doesn't finish. You see how it stops here?
Yeah.
So this is like just a perimeter, but you can see the path or road or whatever of the housing area.
Yeah, you can just walk in whenever.
Think about anime, right? Whenever you see parks and they just kind of walk on into the park from the main road, and it's just.
I never thought about it, but yeah.
That's what this is.
And yes, that is a metal slide, crack dealer.
What, are they illegal now or something? I mean, I'll just assume all slides were metal, unless I suppose you get plastic ones, but bleh.
Do you get plastic ones now? I feel like I've only seen metal slides.
Yeah.
But I haven't got any kids, so I haven't looked at any slides or anything.
You bet. So covered. I have not been to a park for a long time. I'm not a dodgy bastard. It's like, yep.
Mate, if I went to There's this one thing they had in the local park nearby, right, that I fucking loved as a kid, and I would totally go on it now, if I could. It's like, you know, one of those, God, what's it called? It's like one of those things that you sit on it, and it goes from one
so on a
side
spring?
to the other.
Oh,
Not
seesaw.
on a spring. Not a seesaw, no. It's like a, oh, God.
It goes from one side to the other.
It's like, yeah, it's like when you go, fuck it.
Describe how you would use this thing.
It hangs from the top. There's a long rope or a long cable, right? Hanging from, and you hang from it, and it takes you from one side of the cable to the other side. Where there's a platform. I forgot what they're called. It's like a suspension sort of.
Fuck, what is that called? A slide?
It's not a slide. It's
No,
like
you hold onto the thing and it kind of like slides down that rope while you're hanging
Yeah.
onto it.
Yeah.
Let me just do a quick search and hope that Google will correct my rope slide
Yeah.
apparently.
Rope slide.
Zip line. That's
Zip
it,
line.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh mate, I'd go in one of them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Fucking don't
I'd
give
break
a shit.
it with my fat ass, but I don't care.
My feet would touch the ground even if I just
lift it high,
let go a bit.
Lift it super high, okay? It should be fine. Yeah,
I
crap dealer.
totally go on that. I fucking love that.
Yeah, crap dealer, you got it. It was zip line. It says a metal slide here would probably cook anyone who uses them. Oh, yeah.
That's a good point, actually.
During hot weather or cold weather, they are not.
Wait
good.
a minute. Japan gets hot.
It does.
It gets about 30-ish, 35-ish.
I assume that if you were going to use a slide, A, you probably wouldn't in the super hot weather, or B, you'd at least have trousers, like fully covered legs, unless you want to burn. Or maybe if you slide down fast enough, you don't feel it until you get to the bottom and stop.
If it gets that hot, right, and you want to be a proper nuisance, go to the metal slide to the park, just crack some eggs on it, be like, I'm cooking eggs!
Cooksoul, public nuisance to all. Grady says, you hated the zip lines. Oh well. Anyway, let us carry on. The swings were thrilling and they loved the slides. The sandbox was their canvas to craft castles and cakes right out of their dreams. Buckets and shovels, their paintbrushes.
What?
This is just like a really artsy way of describing how kids enjoy the park. This particular park was the biggest one in the area, and there were always lots of children playing there. It
Good
wasn't
place for an
just
ice cream man to go.
good business. It wasn't just kids, of course. The place was also used by joggers, elderly folks taking a rest, and office workers on break. Yeah, because you'd have seats and jogging areas, I suppose, and yeah.
The ice cream van is usually in the park around here.
So there is a park in Glasgow. There's a few parks in the city of Glasgow. And in there's like a big one, and like the ice cream vans kind of like drive into the park. They must have like permit
they'll get permission from the council, yeah.
And I'm like, I'll have when I walk past, I'm like, if it's not busy, I'm like, bro, give me a cone, Mr.
Give me a
Whippy
flake.
with a flake in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Or give me some of that super artificial bubblegum flavored stuff, or the blue flavored bubblegum flavored thingy, all
At the
over
bottom?
it. You can get the thing that had. Do you know you got the thing that had the it's like
The
a
jawbreaker at the bottom.
Or it's not always a jawbreaker. I used to get I'd have a chewing gum thing. It was the same size. It was a big ball, but it was a chewing gum. Oh,
That's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, God.
I heard that ice cream men were complaining because flakes have become shit lately.
How? They're just shit your
chocolate-
chocolate?
Yeah, the chocolate is a lower quality, so you know when they put it in the ice cream, it just breaks.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, and they're getting proper pissed off because like it'll come to them crumbled after delivery and stuff like that.
Oh.
And then when they try to scrounge it and serve a good one, it'll just break as soon as they put it in the ice cream anyway.
Aren't
they're
they
like,
using?
fucking hell?
Aren't most of them using the like Cadbury Flake brand? Because they say it's like Cadbury Flake in a lot of them.
It is Cadbury Flake, but the problem is Cadbury changed the
Changed the
recipe.
quality of the chocolate.
Yeah, or something's changed. Either they changed the recipe, or there was some kind of acquisition where a different company is handling the chocolate, or they changed the sauce, or I don't remember what it was, but there was some sort of kerfuffle about it. And they were proper complaining about it, saying, this is shit. What the fuck? Because it's properly affected their business.
But it should affect everyone. If you're buying a flake bar, right, and it's just fucking crumbled.
No, but the thing is, right, like, right now, I don't give a shit about flake, right? I'm not going to go buy a flake chocolate. But if you're getting an ice cream from an ice cream van, just like you said, you want a flake in it.
That's true, like, when you think about it that way. But I am imagining they sell more flakes, because they're everywhere in the stores, right? I would imagine they sell more just on its own in the stores than they do via ice cream vans.
Yeah, but this was specifically the ice cream men who were complaining about it.
Yeah, but I would just
anyway.
Not
this
good.
is just something that I brought up.
Oh my god!
Something that came to mind.
I've just remembered. I used to go to like this what do you call it? Ice cream parlor, whatever the fuck place, right? In town. Oh my god! I need to go there again. They do these ice cream sundaes, and it's the same price as like an ice cream sundae at a lot of other treat places. But my god, these ones are fucking huge. Oh, you get so much for your money. Oh, and I always get the strawberry ones. It has like actual strawberries in it with the strawberry syrupy stuff in it, and it's gorgeous. And you can get like a mango one, and you get like a tropical fruit one. Oh, fuck! I need to have an ice cream sundae.
I'm quite boring. Whenever I go to an ice cream parlor, I always just get a lemon sorbet or a mango sorbet.
Mate, if you ever...
shit! I've got a lemon sorbet in the freezer. Yeah.
I don't even understand sorbets. They're a bit they're differently made, aren't they, or something? I've had them.
It's not as much milk. It's more icy.
Next time you're up, right? I'll take you to this place. Mate, it's the portion size that really gets me. You know, it's big for the same price. Not overpriced there, but it's like a lot of money for these type of treat things. But you get your money's worth there.
Let's carry on, yeah.
So the children played merrily as adults watched over them. The parents could also let their children play with each other with little fear. So there was nothing odd about grown-ups sitting on the benches watching the children play. Furthermore, adults who frequented the park were recognised and accepted by the children. That obese man was one such adult. I love how he has to be obese. He was
I said, he had to be a typical sex offender sort of appearance.
The worst ones I would feel are the ones that don't look like one.
They missed a trick there. If they want to show someone as being truly heinous, it usually is the person who easily slips in.
Like, what was the dude in JoJo Bizarre Adventure? What season was it? Season 4. Which one was based in a city? As in, it was called... it was the one with...
You mean part 4, Mario?
Yeah. The bad guy in that, who was like the serial killer.
Kira Yoshikage.
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks so normal. He looks quite an attractive guy, right? Quite nice, quite polite.
That's the whole point. He said that he just wants to live a normal life, an ordinary life.
Except
he came third place because it's the first place of people who don't look at people.
But also he just has this one slight dark streak in him. Garlic bread saying Diamond is unbreakable. Was that what it was?
Yeah. That is, yeah.
Good
I
one.
remember it. I remember its name as Diamond Does Not Crash, but yeah, Diamond is Unbreakable makes more sense.
Diamond is not Crash. Anyway, he was likely in his late 20s or early 30s. He had unusually childlike eyes and would always come to play with the children in the same worn-out grey sweatshirt.
I'm sorry, what does unusually childlike eyes mean?
Maybe he has big eyes.
I would just say he has big eyes then.
Maybe they look like kids' eyes. I don't. I don't want to think about it too much. This, I don't know.
I'm trying to get what he means, and I don't. I just don't get what he means this time.
Maybe he just has eyes, young-looking eyes, and I try to think. I don't know what makes someone's eyes look young, like a young person's eyes, but maybe with maybe it has a gleam to it or something, like childlike. I don't know. I'm just going down a rabbit hole here. He was fond of playing with the girls and particularly enjoyed playing house with them.
Uh,
Oh no. The girls wanted to play the part of the mother or older sister, but no one was lining up to play the father. And so it was that Mr. Daddy
is that his name? Mr. Daddy.
took the lead and played that role for them. They all loved him. Tsubakiko Harumiya was one of said girls and called him Daddy.
Not Mr. Daddy. Just Daddy.
There was a snack shop near the park popular with the kids that sold plenty of snacks for 10 yen. Snacks for 10 yen? Bargain. Do you remember 10p crisps?
Do I ever?
Mate, there is no way there's
Fucking Space Invaders. Man.
Yeah. There's no way you can get fucking... Was it Freddo's?
My brother had a thing for Tangy Toms.
Tangy Toms, I don't know. I used to have Tangos. And you
What?
get, I don't know, Tango bars. So like Tango was a drink, right? But you could get bars, like candy bars of them. I'm
I didn't
pretty
know
sure.
that.
I'm
I
maybe
didn't know they had a
misremembering
Tango
it.
bar.
I know you got Iron Brew bars though.
Ah.
Yeah, as in, well, yeah.
What is this? What is this they're talking about? This food? Look.
They ranged from salami flavored to salad flavored, and even fish flavored. Most Japanese children had snacks like that at least once or twice. Yeah, I've been, well, my limited experience of Japanese cuisine, I remember going to like expos, and you know how you like bean paste things? They had some weird flavors in them, man. For a sweet dish, they had some pretty odd flavors, so I'm not surprised. Garlic Bread Tex is saying, Mr. Daddy, really? Yeah, I am kind of rolling my eyes at this a bit. Mr. Daddy would often buy a bag full of candy and give it out to the children in the park.
So typical.
It is
Hey kids, you want some candy?
Don't take candy from strangers. That, like, do you know what? I've got 1 second. I'm gonna stop if it starts. I
got some candy for you.
I've got a name for this stream.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Wait, this is going to be bad. Anyway, this might get the video in trouble, but anyway. I don't know if you have to refresh the stream to see what I've set it to, but...
I'll wait.
There you go. Anyway.
It's not too bad, don't worry.
I was crying about the FBI in one video.
Can I be a pedantic
comma?
grammar? No, period. Mr.
Oh, what? You put a period there? I don't do that.
You have to put a period there because the period signifies that it's an it's a shortening of a word. So you pronounce the full word. Without the period, you don't pronounce the full word like that. So it'll just be mer. Really?
Yeah, I've never done that in anything. So
I know.
There you go. I mean, they did that here actually, Mr. Daddy.
Huh? What?
They've done it here in the subtitles.
Yeah, they put the period there. It's proper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've done it here, and I'm like, oh, that's odd. But there you go. You learn something every day. Mr. Daddy would often buy a bag full of candy and give it out to the children in the park. That was why they all loved him.
Ah! Papa. Right.
Tadaima, Tsubakiko-chan.
Oh god, why does he sound so horrible?
This is
like,
worse.
immediately?
Worse than the Search King, I'm telling you.
ほーら、素敵なお嫁さんはパパが帰ってきたらお帰り
No,
の
I
チ
tell
ュ
you,
ーをするんだぞ。
I tell you what it is. It's not that it's worse. I would say that this is more realistic than the Search King. The Search King read like a parody, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I was
and it was
cracking up
funny.
during that
Yeah,
scene.
this is not.
It was hilarious.
This like even
This
his
is twisted.
his profile, right? His shadow just makes you fucking.
It makes your skin curl.
Yeah.
chew.
The young girl kissed the man on the cheek. He reciprocated with a kiss from his own thick lips.
Didn't they say that this park was frequented by office people on their breaks?
Yes.
And by joggers and all sorts of adults?
So there's a bunch of adults sitting there, and they're supposedly
watching this play out.
Yeah, there's supposedly a parent sitting there watching, her mum or dad sitting there watching Tsubakiko playing with a monster.
Like, can you imagine nowadays if, like, your kid or some, just some kid is playing in a park like this, right? And their parents watching nearby. And then, like, an omega fat man comes and says, "Hey, kid, give me a kiss on the cheek." And your kid does that, right? And calls him daddy. Like, the police would be called in an instant after that person has already been beaten up by everyone in the park.
Yeah, but we live in an ultra... We're very quick to label someone a pedo. So yeah, people are ultra on the lookout for these things. I don't know when this is set. So
it's set in a world when they have phones, I believe. So yeah.
And Japan is slightly different. They are still ultra aware of it, and it's obviously a big problem. But I feel like it's not treated the way we treat it in the West. Like, people get shotguns out here, and will annihilate someone. Whereas over there, I don't think it's taken as harshly. Whether that is right or wrong, I mean, I do think they need to be a bit more harsh. Actually, I told you the story of me and when I went to Akihabara.
What?
Went to Akihabara. I went to a store. Went up the floors. I think we.
Oh yeah, but that's just
It's catering to a certain audience, right? And it's a well-known kind of secret amongst the what would you call it, the police or whatever, but they don't really...
But that's not like real, if you know what I mean. Whereas I'm talking about a hypothetical real scenario.
So my point being that, do you know how they just don't treat it that harshly? I feel like that's the general view they have in general.
Nah, when it comes to actual, like,
No, when it actually happens, I'm just talking about people assuming that, like, someone talking to a girl and being like this. Like, first of all, I'm assuming they're busy, the parents.
Okay.
Any parent that sees this, right, doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you have any care for your child, would be like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck away, right? But I'm just saying in general, like, random people walking by and just seeing, like, a fat dude playing with a kid, like, over here we'd be like, "Oh, you pedo, get the fuck out!" Right? Like, anyone.
You don't even need to be near them.
No,
like, it'll just happen.
It's to the degree that I don't want to go anywhere near any kid that's got nothing to do with me, right? Because I don't want to be labelled that, and I have no interest in hanging out with kids anyway. I don't know what I'll do when I have kids, because that will just be a nightmare. But yeah, I don't think they have that over there. But again, this might even be set in the past. The present might be what, the 90s? The 2000s? So this is what, 90s? Potentially. So yeah, it was a different time as well, where your certain children's TV presenters were getting away with...
Alright, let's get a bit real now.
Okay.
That's into a different controversy.
But yes, as you know,
yeah.
Like, different times. Anyway. Fuck.
This is wild, I swear.
Don't do it. The man moved his mouth away, leaving a trail of saliva on the girl's cheek. But a little girl who knew nothing of malice at the time didn't find that disgusting at all. Didn't she say it was gross?
Tsubakiko-chanの将来の夢は素敵なお嫁さんになることだよね。
私、素敵なお嫁さんになるの。
じゃあ、パパといっぱいおままごとで練習しないとね。いっぱい練習しないと素敵なお嫁さんにはなれないんだよ。
You
This
know,
is so bad.
I'm determined that this playthrough series is going to get me booted off of YouTube. The Search King stuff, the slug attack, I will say, was
Slug.
bad enough.
Oh, caterpillar. Yeah.
いっぱい練習するねパパ
You don't need to worry. People have uploaded this game before and haven't been done for it.
Yeah, knowing my luck. Is this like the worst, in a weird way, of the Ryukushi stories? I'm trying to think.
So-
just some of the things. I'm not about the whole thing as a thing to get all together, but like some of the stuff seems like worse than what I've came across in like Umineko and.
No, the thing is that I feel like he hints at stuff before. This is not hinting. This is explicitly showing it to you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, showing you as it happened,
Yes.
as opposed to like,
let's call it a dramatic reconstruction.
rather than representations that are supposed to hint towards or make it kind of obvious of what happened, but not actually.
Oh, well, actually, fucking hell, the Setch King scene is as explicit as it gets.
Yeah, but I'm talking about other Ryukushi works.
No, I mean, like, he hints at this sort of stuff in other works. He does it in Higurashi. He kind of did in Umineko, and kind of in Higanbana as well. But not like this. It was always a sort of snide remark or, some kind of insinuation.
This feels more drawn out than those. That's what I think it is.
This is also, yes, it's more drawn out. Like, the whole story with Marie Moria in Higanbana, it was always like the aftermath or the preceding events. But, like, the focus was always that something was going to happen, not necessarily the act itself. Something else was going to happen in that.
They did spend time describing him,
the teacher.
The teacher assaulting her in the beginning. There was time there that was hard to.
But that was more of like a mentality thing than a physical thing, if you know what I mean. Like,
but he was
what his thoughts were.
Yeah, but he was physically assaulting her, and it was it was fairly described what he was doing to her and the type of things. I don't know. We'll carry on because I don't want to thing on this for too long. To little girls, playing house with Daddy was a game just as much as it was a way to learn about domestic responsibilities. But of course, that man was scum who took advantage of their innocence to make those girls do whatever he wanted.
Is this Miss Hinagata saying that?
Tsubakiko was the cutest amongst the girls her age. That was why the man set his eye on her. Through candy and playing house under the name of wife training, the man grew closer and closer to Tsubakiko. Having an adult friend also made her feel superior to her peers. I mean, I get that. What's more, she believed that if she continued training to be a wife, her dream would come true. Eventually, Tsubakiko started visiting the man's apartment.
The wind is blowing.
What?
Where are the parents? What's going on?
No, how does she start visiting his apartment? What the fuck?
He must live nearby.
But even how she's 6, right? I would never let my 6-year-old just wander off to even the next turn.
Her parents must not be around at all.
It was there that her full-blown wife training began.
愛し合う夫婦はこんなことをしてるんだよ。
I don't like this so fucking much. This is.
I expected this. I did not expect it to go this hard though. You know what I mean?
くすぐったがっちゃダメだよ、つばきこちゃん。
I don't want to see this shower.
つばきこちゃん、僕のお嫁さんになろうよ。つばきこちゃん、つばきこちゃん。
Wait, Crack Dealer, what are you talking about? You don't think they gave that much thought while making this? Of course they did. They planned everything out in meetings.
つばきこちゃんは横になってるだけでいいからね。いいからね。
At least you don't have to read this out.
I don't know how they could make this any worse besides just showing us a CG of what's happening.
You're right, which is why I'm glad that they're not doing that. I'm sorry. I can't take these voices seriously.
I'm just gonna say Lupe is probably right to have avoided this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel that way. Oh, holy shit.
I told you she doesn't like this game at all, and yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Harumiya's here. Wait, no, our mum, yeah.
That's the mum, yeah.
This is partly your fault, parent. Where the fuck were you when 6-year-old Tsubakiko was running around the whole neighborhood
Playground.
apparently? But she went to his apartment. How
did that happen? How
did
no one
that
stop
happen?
them? How did no one stop them in the street? Say, hey, creepy guy, where are you going with that girl?
Mate, forget that. How did their parents not think something odd with their 6-year-old disappearing?
All right, look, something happened clearly because he went to prison. But the point is, it did happen, but...
I just don't understand how the parents allowed this to happen. Allowed their 6-year-old to be wandering around. Okay, I get the park, maybe. That is really bad parenting, not paying attention.
Leaving her to go in
every
the park,
time.
yeah.
Multiple times he grew a relationship with her. They were sitting there just ignoring a fat, ugly bastard coming up and chatting to their daughter. And you know,
I keep forgetting the term ugly bastard exists, but yeah.
I shouldn't pick on the fact that he's fat. The fact that a strange man is
No. It's a fucking tag. You know that. Ugly
I know,
bastard.
but I'm just going to put that to side. Like letting any strange adult talk to your child continuously, and they're obviously super creepy, and you don't know who they are, and you're not even involved in any of those conversations. They're just like having this weird relationship with your 6-year-old.
He's slobbering over in public. Fucking hell.
Yeah, this is fucking ridiculous. So I blame the parents. That this wouldn't have happened if they were fucking whatever they were doing.
Society. What the fuck was everyone else in the park doing? It was apparently a well-attended park.
What this is for the story. Everyone else is like selectively stupid.
Yeah.
Tsubakiko fell back on her head and collapsed in agony, clawing at her head. It was like she was trying to tear out her own brain.
Yeah, been there before.
Wow. Tsubakiko's mother had seen her like this 9 years before, so she knew painfully well what emotions were tormenting her daughter.
休刑10年判決は懲役9年
Why? Why would you go from 10 to 9? What is
Fair
that?
enough. Ah, some mitigation.
1 year?
そのクソデブは最後まで彼女とは友人同士で遊んでいただけだと主張しやがったわ。ぐだぐだと上告して
Wait, so he didn't
罪を認めず
So he didn't show any remorse or anything?
So one of the things that I kind of don't like in this is that the bad guys. Is this the first one? I feel like it's like the bad. They're so cartoonishly bad.
No, they are. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. It's so over the top, and that kind of grates upon me. Like it just. There's a Higanbana where it does the same or something. It
does.
And you're just.
It does get cartoonishly evil.
And
Like
you're
the class that was bullying the girl, the entire class,
and
including the teacher, is over the top, and it really got to me. I was getting really pissed off, but it's a situation that can't really happen.
It gets under my skin, and honest to God, who was it? What else was it where they were cartoonishly bad? It was another Higanbana episode.
They talk about the teacher one, the female teacher.
Yes, and you know what? She didn't get enough. Like honestly,
I thought it was a pretty good representation, though.
She was that
Like,
was
she's
more
not
insidious because
she
she's
wasn't.
not
No,
ugly.
she wasn't like this guy, right?
She was an attractive,
Going, "Ah!" Like she was just
attractive,
internally
well
saying,
liked.
yeah, but she was internally talking about how much she liked kids, but the exterior was always like a proper person, a teacher being responsible. That's why no one suspected her.
Yeah, she was worse. She was worse. You wouldn't see her coming. And as a young boy, having
Young boy and an attractive female teacher.
yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about a time I would have loved that, right? And I know it's bad as an
Oh,
adult.
it's the South Park joke, isn't it?
Nice, but like,
Nice.
and but as an adult, I know it's like thinking about it from the adult's point of view. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? But as a kid, you can't help but, especially if you've hit puberty, want the attention of attractive women, especially like your teachers or people that are a bit older. I mean, it's so insidious. It's like the perfect place for like, and the perfect position if you're an attractive woman as a teacher. It's actually kind of scarier than the creepy, fat, ugly person in the park, because they would get caught, right? Instantly, you see that person walking about and people would just keep a distance because of their very appearance and behavior. But that is so much more insidious. And it happens, right? You hear these stories, and that's what South Park was taking the piss out of, where that happens, and
they don't take it as seriously.
well, people just don't suspect until something drastic happens, like either the teacher
No,
gets...
what it was taking the piss out of was that people don't take it seriously when it's a boy student and a girl teacher.
Yeah, if it's the other way around, they're like pitchforks.
If
and
it's a
setting
guy
fire.
teacher and a girl student, then yeah, absolutely, that guy will be utterly annihilated.
It is unfair.
It was pointing out that the inverse is not treated as seriously.
I
Still isn't treated as seriously.
I heard a story. There's like someone on YouTube was talking about it, where there was a kid who the teacher got pregnant from the kid, right? Now, the teacher got sent to jail, but the teacher had the kid, and so no, did she have the kid? And the student in question wasn't aware of it, and so when they grew up, they're basically claiming alimony for this baby
Talk
from
about playing the long game.
the kid, the student who's now grown up, right? Who I don't even think was aware that the kid was like, that there was a child from the assault. And so they're being forced to pay for it. And you're just like, what? She took advantage of a child, and now that child, like, and had a kid. And not only is that guy just fucked up in the head because he's like, I've got a kid now, and how do you deal with that when you know the situation, right? But then they're being made to pay for it, for the kid, and it's like, what? Oh man, it's so fucked up. But anyway, let's continue.
その上、幼い春宮さんは警察などで何度も男にされたこと、させられたことを口述させられたわ。
That is
Show me on the doll where he touched you.
それがどれほどヘドの出ることだったか。
it's the realization that something bad's happened.
Wait a minute, what? It just wouldn't end? Of course, the police need to investigate.
Yeah, but obviously thinking about it from her point of view, reliving the whole thing again and again, being forced to think about it and go through the details, it's
I
a
guess they're
horrible
not the
thing.
most sensitive of police then.
No, but even asking about it, even if they're trying to be sensitive about it, is like, what did he do? Where did he touch you? You have to relive the moment in your head when you're thinking about it.
It's true, but you have to. That's part of the.
We're not saying it's wrong. We're not saying that they can't do it. We're saying that from the victim's point of view, this is a horrible thing. So if someone,
I understand
like,
that.
as being questioned in court about a relationship you had with someone, where they say they're accusing you of
They
assault,
wouldn't make a child take the stand. It'll be an adult who's responsible.
but as an example, right, as a person, right, say you're accused of assault and you didn't do anything, right, but then you have to go through the sordid details of this relationship and what happened and all of these things as they question you and try and figure out what happened, and it's like everything comes to light in front of either the police or potentially a jury or whatever, and it's a horrible thing. So that's for an adult. But having a child have to relive it, and I think it's the realization she didn't realize it was wrong, right? Or maybe she did. I don't know. If she kept going, she might not have. But it's when you then realize that all of those things were wrong and bad, and it's like, I don't know. It's like such a sudden
It's a breaking of trust.
But you drop. It's like you feel like you've just been dropped, right? And you're falling. It's like, you know that feeling of fucking just the floor has been pulled from under your feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that sudden realization, and then the more, because you can see it from how people are reacting about it and all that, and it just, and then you rethink everything that happened. I don't know. It's like so much bad shit. Anyway.
Carry on.
Miss Hinagata trembled with a rage I'd never seen from her before. I was utterly stunned by what I heard. So much I even forgot to feel anger.
Crackdilla raises a pertinent point. Why does the teacher know all this?
Maybe because she's a nurse, she's been made aware of it. So that she knows special conditions, special reasons for why she maybe moved to the school. Because it's a mental health thing, right? Also a risk of potentially committing suicide and all these things that teachers have to be aware of, her, especially if she gets bullied potentially or whatever.
I guess. She seems to know more than she should, though.
Yeah, maybe she's taken a keen interest in all these girls, so she's probably gotten to know them.
Maybe she did research like she did for the history.
Maybe.
Her laptop that knows everything. Yep, that's what it was. Like I said, break of trust.
It was childish, but she'd earnestly wished to become the perfect wife. She trained to make that dream come true, and Mr. Daddy had generously offered his assistance.
Are we really going to keep calling him that?
Apparently so. I don't know why they're not telling us what his name is. Some of it had been strange, unusual, and nigh unbearable, but it was all in order to become the perfect wife.
Carry on.
No matter how repulsive his actions objectively were, she believed those were wonderful times that would help her fulfill her dream. Then one day, the adults suddenly barged in and flipped everything she'd believed in right on its head, as I was saying. Her parents and the police consoled her every time they met and spoke ill of Mr. Daddy. At first, Tsubakiko didn't understand any of it, but gradually, she came to understand what had been done to her. At that moment, all negatives and positives in her world were inverted.
So this is right now, like happening right as we're having this talk with the teacher.
Yeah. Only a few days.
That makes sense. Blocking the memories out, yeah.
From that day onward, she was liberated from her suffering. But then she changed completely, as if denying everything she'd been up to that point.
衝動的に激しい感情をむき出しにして男子と激しい喧嘩をするようになるの。それはどんどんエスカレートしていって、まるでかつての夢、素敵なお嫁さんから最も遠い存在になりたいかのように。
キコちゃんはそれで不良グループに。
Garlic bread X is totally correct. Pretty sure Suzumu always forgets every emotion.
So this makes so much sense as to how she became the delinquent.
The way she is, yeah.
Also her seeing all men as horrible, grotesque monsters, all of this.
やがて彼女は彼女らの言うところの伝説、武勇伝を次々に打ち立てていって新しいアイデンティティの形成に成功した。
Her innocent wish had led to the vilest betrayal from a man she trusted. So she fought to bury the sorrow and fury in her heart. Kiko's room probably looked a little disturbing to people seeing it for the first time. But it wasn't.
That room was cool anyway.
That room was a testament to the strength and determination Kiko had wielded to crawl out from the depths of sorrow.
その彼女が高校入学を境にすっぱりと足を洗い、再び素敵なお嫁さんになるという夢を掲げた。それがどれほどたくましいことか、鈴原くんならわかるわよね。
Suzumu did not deserve her love. Just saying. All I could do was look to the ceiling and fight back the boundless rage and sadness that threatened to spill from my eyes. She'd chosen to trust and return to the dream that had been snatched from her as a child once again.
なんて強さ。
Now I understood what those words had meant. This year is the 9th year. How terrified she must have felt remembering this was the year that his sentence ended.
これは霊障なんかじゃない。
ええ、おそらくこれは霊障じゃない。
So I'm wondering if we choose each girl's route out of the 3 deer, right? Deer girl hybrids, are we going to get the story of what gave them the reason for having hauntings?
Seems like it.
彼女の忘れることのできない心の痛みなのよ。
I understood now. Kiko was afraid of that man returning once he was released from prison. That fear was what truly plagued her.
その心の痛みをキコちゃんは突然思い出した。
Recalling it out of the blue for no reason sounded too good to be true. Kiko was a strong girl who'd faced the pain in her heart over several years. It was hard to believe she'd just suddenly revert to fear without any trigger.
まさかとは思うけど。
その男を見かけたとか。
Did she?
どうしたのキコちゃん。
So, when she got triggered, she saw something in the street, in the shopping center, and he was in the shopping center.
No, but that was the first time we saw him. But let's watch this flashback. I think it was earlier than that, because this scene was earlier than that.
No, I think this scene might have been after that, when she came out of home for the first time and decided to go to school, so this is the day after, potentially.
ハルミヤ、さっきから後ろばっか振り返ってるぜ。
自転車に乗ってるときはあまりそういうのは良くないと思うな。
Yeah, this is the day after where all men were coming across as creepy except for Suzumu.
ごめんごめん。私はいい子だから車が来ないかいつも安全確認を怠らないの。
なんかグレートなことでもしたか？まるで尾行を気にしてるスパイみたいだぜ。
無理しないで休んだ方が。
いいの、家より学校の方が安全だと思うから。学校ってほら大勢いるじゃない。大勢いればその変な人も手出ししにくいだろうし。
まさかその男は本当に帰ってきたんじゃ。
模範囚なら刑期短縮もあり得るわ。今年は9年目。いつ町に帰ってきてもおかしくない。
If he is at a great risk of reoffending, you wouldn't let him out. Why let him out? Or they just lie at that point?
I mean,
はい、
the thing
も
is,
しもし
right?
春宮でご
The
ざいます。
idea of prison is to rehabilitate, so that by the time you do get out, you are fit to be in society without any risk of reoffending. That's the ideal.
Yeah.
This is like nothing has happened. It's like it was a stay of execution. Just like, okay, we drop you in prison and 9 years later you're out. And in the meantime, there's been zero change. No trying to rehabilitate him. No trying to educate him or reassess him or anything like that. It just seems like, all right, you're out now. Go back, do what you want. Have fun.
Yeah, which is beneficial for this visual novel story, but not very realistic. In the chat, Crackty was saying, yeah, that's what I was saying. I think that's in reference to each girl's going to give us the true story of the background. And also I called it, he did get arrested. Yes, you did, Crack Dealer. Good call. Didn't he say, I'll be back, Kiko, or some shit? I think he did, yeah.
I mean, if they throw him in prison and his words are, I'll be back, I feel like that's grounds for a reassessment of his sentence.
Yeah, because he brought it down to 9, didn't they?
I mean, the prosecution recommended 10 years. I imagine they got some guidelines for that, right? Sentencing guidelines. And then the judge said 9, or jury, whatever they do in Japan. I think it's judge, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
So, fucking, he got 9 years in prison. He's out early, a little bit early, I think, like, on good behavior. But there's just not enough detail to know what the fucking, like, program was for him in prison.
I'm pretty sure there was no program.
It doesn't seem like it. They're not talking about anything like what he was supposed to do, how they're supposed to change him so that he comes out as a productive member of society. I know I sound like some kind of fucking
being,
idealistic ponce, but I'm just talking about ideals here, like what should have happened versus what actually happened.
Well, they're not going to go over the details. You're a lawyer, right? So, like, that's why you're thinking about how the hell did this happen. But from a story point of view, it's just, oh, he was put away, and the idea is he was just put away to be kept away.
It's just like a caged lion, so that when he comes out, he's hungry.
Yeah, which unfortunately is what ends up kind of happening with a lot of things. Like, they go in and they still come out and reoffend. But, Carly Bird X asks, would he even know where Subakiko is and what she looks like now? I'm assuming she still lives at the same house. And
She's not an adult. Yeah, she's still like, you know.
And she'll still look a bit like her child self.
Yeah.
But
so where she is, like,
I don't think they've moved, right?
I don't know. I can't remember.
And also, he didn't spot her at her house. He was
he
just
spotted her in the
shopping center
district.
of the area that she's always lived in, right?
Yeah, but he was proper like oh, I'm gonna get you, Subakiko.
Please, you tell me off for doing the slurpy noises, but let's not do the pedo noises.
I'm just trying to replicate him for that one bit, but yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Why they let him out? Good question, Crack Dealer. We don't know.
They let him out because the sentence ended. And apparently he got a little bit of time knocked off for good behavior.
So
they're a bit wishy-washy about that as well, because they're like, he got a 9-year sentence. It's been 9 years, but he got
out early by a couple of months. What?
Yeah.
What is that? Why?
At that point, who'd even care?
Besides him, the other criminals are her parents. What the fuck? I want at least some sort of explanation as to how this
How what?
happened under their watch? Like, just something. They were busy. Somehow she would go missing, and they thought she was playing with her friend next door or something. Like, just something. It just seems so
Neglectful.
right? And I can't. I can't. Her parents seem all right? Seem pretty decent. They've just. I don't
ご
know.
めんね椿子。ほら新しい冷蔵庫業者さんが持ってきてくれたの。
Okay, so I want to just address that last point, which is that her parents seem decent. We've only seen her parents after this event.
Do you think they had a change of heart? It could have been that they were terrible parents.
I don't know. No, I wouldn't say they were terrible parents. It might have been that their circumstances were such that they were busy.
This is what I want to know. This is what I'm asking for. Is like, at least
I'm
give us
just-
something
I'm
to hint
just-
towards that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just filling in the plot hole by thinking like, okay, I don't know, Japanese work culture. Maybe that
Yeah,
got involved.
Maybe she was
something.
supposed to stay in the house alone, which is bad, but whatever, right? And so she would sneak
Maybe
out
the
to play
parents-
with the
maybe-
guy because the
Well,
guides
maybe
like
the
come out.
parents thought like, oh, it's a busy park. We got office workers and joggers and random people and old people. They come here like it's a busy park, so you know they'll be able to keep an eye on Tsubakiko. And yet somehow all of them failed her.
Yeah, so we live in a society, and society sucks.
Yeah,
す
tell
ぐ
me
に
about
戻る
it.
からちょっとだけ行ってくるわね。
Oh, the
どうする？
fridge guy's here.
お母さんと一緒に下に行く？
I don't think if it's a fridge dude, if it's a dude, she won't want to.
What about her mum banging the delivery man? Obviously.
What?
Dracula asked, "What about her mum?"
Hmm.
行ってきて。でもすぐに帰ってきて。
Garlic bread X, yes. I cannot see any explanation that does
None
not
of these are good explanations.
that
yeah.
makes them seem like decent parents, right? All of them still
Are bad.
are them being super neglectful. And I would be almost suicidal, I think. I'm not a parent, but if I was, and if this happened on my watch, I would be almost suicidal in the amount of blame I would attribute to myself, because it would be my fault.
You mean if you're a parent?
If I
in
was
this
the parent
situation?
in this situation, yes.
すぐに戻るわね。それまでゆっくり休んでて。
Mrs. Harumiya left Tsubakiko's room. A small truck with a refrigerator on its bay was parked outside.
I told you, delivery guy.
No, I've just realised who this delivery guy might be. Mrs. Harumiya hurried down the stairs.
He's not in the delivery van.
An unsettling pair of eyes observed that from a nearby alley.
Thank God he is still cartoonishly evil looking.
I will give credit to the voice actor. You did.
I give credit to all the voice actors in this. They really are doing a good job. Even fucking Suzumu for acting as someone who's got the personality of a plank of wood.
Why is it most of what he says is unintelligible gibberish?
It's the same thing with the Search King.
買いに来たよ
What I don't understand.
Oh my God.
Practically says I was always left alone when I was ill.
Oh, you poor guy.
When you were little. That's bad. Get lost. Fuck. Lost my track of thought. Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh,
It really does look like Virgilio.
doesn't matter, I forgot. Tsubakiko heard the clatter of someone trying to open the door. She wondered if her mother was back.
I don't like this.
See if I heard my door like quietly being tried to be opened, that would creep me the fuck out more than someone just banging on my door. They seem to have trouble unlocking it.
お母 夫？鍵開けようか。
Look out the window, you fool. Always check who it is first.
But she can't. It's the inside door. There's no window for the inside door.
Don't you? Wait, no, it's the front door, isn't it?
It's in her room. It's the door to her room.
Oh, God.
Okay, no sound. Something wasn't right. It was like they were trying to force the lock open with the wrong key. Sabakiko's body went numb with absolute fear. It was him. It couldn't possibly be anyone else. Must have brought a spare key to enter her room. She was sure of it. Wait, where was he going to get a spare key from? I have to call for help. No, I have to put the chain up. Oh, maybe it is the door. Maybe it is the front door then. That has a chain on it. But going over
that makes sense.
to the clattering door to put up the chain was scarier than anything else. So all she could do was stand frozen in fear. Just then, the door handle turned with a slight sound and slowly opened. Sabakiko was petrified, like an animal in its den cornered by a vicious predator.
It's this music again.
She could only watch as the visitors showed themselves. Her voice refused to come out. She simply flapped her lips like a beached fish. Because the intruder was none other than...
It would have oh, God. I know they couldn't have said Mr. Daddy when it said the intruder's none other than, because if they said Mr. Daddy, it would have fucking killed it. God damn it, I swear.
The man lunged forward in his dirty shoes the moment Sabakiko tried to scream. His thick hand covered her mouth. He'd cunningly locked the door and the chain at some point. I don't like this Kuxo.
Man, fuck this game, I swear.
The man pushed Sabakiko onto her bed, his hand still stifling her screams. No matter how hard she struggled, Sabakiko was no match for the man's strength and physique. He slowly but surely approached her face and planted his filthy lips on hers. The stench of plaque and sweat spread through her mouth.
Oh, come on! You don't have to go that hard, game.
Bringing back a nightmare of that day. Sabakiko,
Poor thing, is it right?
Poor thing.
Come on, fade to black.
Huh? Why are you saying that? I don't understand. Where's Mr. Daddy? Why did the policeman take him away? He was a bad man. He'll pay. Honey, stop it. Not in front of Sabakiko, in front of Sabakiko.
Who the fuck is talking?
Multiple people. Listen, Sabakiko, that man was a very bad person.
Oh, right, yeah.
He did horrible things to you and called it wife training. Mr. Daddy was a bad person?
Garlic Predec says, even though she's the most feared delinquent, I mean, I know she's completely traumatized, but still, yeah, trauma can really fuck you up.
It can disable you. It can totally paralyze you.
It did totally paralyze her. That is a totally legit depiction of that kind of trauma, yeah.
It's like you can be a massive guy that does like heavy weights, is like built like a Hercules, right?
And PTSD can fuck you up.
But if you've got a massive fear of, say, spiders, and a slightly big spider approaches, you could end up just running away like a little girl, right? Like the type fear and mental scarring, right, just can totally take away the will to be able to fight back.
So it's spiders aren't so bad for me. I mean, like, I don't like spiders at all, but I can at least fight back, right?
Yeah.
But heights. If I'm on a platform and I can see over the edge, or if there's like a gap in the flooring or something, right, and I can see down past it, it does start becoming a bit paralyzing for me. I'm like, fuck. And I can't walk towards where the gap is. And I have this one mad fear that my phone will slip through the gap, right? I know it's... that's one fear, I suppose. But, yeah, it is overwhelming. Like, you can try. I can use my conscious mind and be like, I'm going to walk towards the ledge, and I won't fall off because I'm in complete control of my body. But my body won't let me get as close to the ledge as I would like to. So that kind of fear response does stop you physically from doing things.
And imagine that fear is...
And this is just like a slight fear I'm talking about right now. It's like, it's not an overwhelmingly trauma-induced paralyzing fear.
Imagine that fear
is
someone specific, and that person, that thing appears right in front of you. I can't even imagine that. That's right. He tricked you into doing terrible, terrible things with him. How dare he do that to Sabakiko. He'll pay. Honey, stop it. Violence.
Violence. This is supposed to be like an echo. Like a memory echo. Honey, stop it. Violence won't solve anything. You see what I mean?
Yeah, fuck, they could have somehow written a bit better.
And Garlic Predec says Yamete. They should have put in like brackets or something.
Sabakiko. That man tricked you.
It's effective.
I don't know how much of this I can take.
This is gut-wrenching.
Sabakiko slowly staggered to her feet and screamed. Her face was contorted into a mask of ferocity, as it always was when she beat back her terror with rage. Regardless, however, that was her strength.
Where's his music, man?
This is the powering up music.
I totally want her to kill him. But I don't believe she can.
Wham! The floor shook with a rumble. Dust fell from the ceiling. A giant blob was creeping down the stairs. That hideous freak of nature was him, no doubt about it. Sabakiko's trusty metal bat had appeared in her hands out of nowhere.
Oh, she manifested it.
She raised it and charged. Tsubakiko pummeled the blob over and over. It groaned and shook each time. She struck the blob again and again with that defiant roar. However, she didn't know if her attacks were working on the towering creature. They only looked as effective as a child hitting something with a rolled up newspaper. But Tsubakiko didn't lose heart. Her fighting spirit blazed fierce as ever. The blob's disgusting shape was his obese stomach she'd seen back then, when her eyes only reached up to that level. It only looked this big to her because of the impression it left when she saw it that day. Tsubakiko's violent assault continued when he saw the... I said valiant.
Did he? I thought he said violent.
Tsubakiko's valiant assault continued when she saw the abhorrent blob. Anyone who knew what pain she'd suffered would tear up at the valiant struggle she mustered. It was a sign of how much she'd grown. Unfortunately, reality wasn't so kind. Her swings grew slower with time as she gasped for air. Even she had no choice but to accept her attacks were ineffective. Seizing that chance, long tongues like tentacles extended from the blob's obese stomach and ensnared the bat. They swallowed it in the blink of an eye, crunching loudly on the metal.
Yeah.
The blob's roar and foul breath startled Tsubakiko. Just then, it charged at her like a giant toad. She was overwhelmed by its vast size in the blink of an eye. Tsubakiko fought hard, but she had no way of resisting the giant blob leaning over her.
Where the fuck is the mum?
Remember, she's living in the main house, and I believe Tsubakiko's living in the block of whatever flat building thing.
Right.
No matter how hard she struggled, it only drilled home that she was powerless against the blob. Her body was giving out faster than her heart. She continued cursing as she fought to keep her spirit from yielding. The blob's drool dripped on her face, and as the hideous creature's lips and tongue desecrated her own without reserve, she heard her heart shatter. Tsubakiko shed bitter tears. She shut her eyes and mouth, a small bit of resistance against the man licking her face over and over. As much as she hated to admit it, she knew she didn't stand a chance against an adult, a man, him. She tried to act tough, but she was little more than a doll to an adult man. So all she could do was be a doll until he was done playing with her.
Cracktula says no Susumu living there, and Garlic Product says the mum's not being there for her when her daughter needs her, as always.
She couldn't stop weeping from the pain and sorrow of having her very autonomy denied.
The fuck is this sound effect?
Eventually, the blob stepped back and picked her up.
Wait, we saw this before.
This was with
This was
Toei.
Suzume's dream. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the doll that looks like Toei being held and then being broken piece by piece. She could resist no further. After all, she was already a doll. Her limbs had become ball-jointed at some point. The blob bent her joints and played with her like the doll she was. After this, he'd play with her in those filthy adult ways, just like back then. If she was destined to feel such pain, then she wished her heart could have been the same as it was that day. That innocent day when she'd believed that she'd become a wonderful wife someday if she put up with this training. If she was still as innocent, then it wouldn't have hurt nearly as badly. I really want this dude to get his comeuppance.
We all do, man. We need to make it through this. It's so OTT about it, you know?
What we're watching here is a survivor of assault being assaulted again by that same person as an adult, also realizing that this is wrong at the time, whereas at least before she didn't. Yeah, this guy, this is just too much. Call him Daddy. Her fate was to be the wife of this hideous monster.
Wait, what?
I've never been this happy to hear that asshole. You better fucking fuck this guy up.
How?
I don't give a shit how he does it.
Kiko-chan, 君は無力なんかじゃない。君は本当に強いよ。
He's gonna come and fucking monologue him to death.
助けるのは僕じゃない。キコちゃん、君の力で己を救うんだ。
Wait, what?
Wait, is she imagining this?
Okay, wait. So, what the fuck? Right? No. That's not how this works. Oh no, I don't like where this is going.
Oh god. What the hell?
Suzumu had suddenly appeared in this crazy world. Though he looked the same as always, he had this nearly divine aura about him. His eyes blazed scarlet and glared at the blob with conviction.
お前に名乗る名など僕は持ち合わせない。
He has the ability to kill all tension. He really does.
喋るな。お前の邪悪にヘドが出る。
Where did this come from? I swear to you.
Look at that epic bicep.
I can't take it seriously. His hand is literally glowing with an awesome power.
You know what, Suzumu? I'll give you credit. You've made me fucking smile at this horrible situation. I'll fucking
'cause it's-
take it. I'll take it. I needed this.
It's because it's. I don't know how to describe it. 'Cause
It's
he's
so
got this
absurd.
sort of- he's got this like weird quality about himself where he sounds super serious and he comes across as really lame.
And look, it's like, what stands to that? He's standing straight and slightly kind of moving his head forward or something. It's a weird position.
It's like he's leaning around a corner.
Though Suzumu was the smaller one, he was clearly intimidating the blob.
お前の正体は分かっている。
God, his voice acting is still lame as well, even when he's trying to say cool lines.
だからもうのさばるな。
The blob moaned and shrunk back.
Oh,
Now,
God.
now free, Sabakiko staggered to her feet.
進む。
キコちゃん、君にはできる。そいつを倒せる。
Mate, aren't you the hero of the story?
He's the hero of no one's story. I get what they're trying to do here. It's just badly executed.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Crack Dealer says he's doing the people die when they killed. And Garlic Predict says only Mutsu's allowed to be cool.
男には
just kick him in the balls.
そいつは
Grab his dick and
男
twist
でも
it.
ない人間でもない化け物でさえない
I don't like the implication they had there that the reason why he looked like all belly is because all she saw of him was his belly when she was little.
Is
That's
that
what they
it was?
said. Yeah, they said this is the view she had of him when she was little, and he obviously assaulted her. Like, that's all she saw.
Oh, I didn't make that connection. I thought it was like...
Let me make you realize that, and the
No, I understand that.
the
I understand
implications of
that.
it that now. So how did you what?
お前には存在さえないお前などただ通り過ぎるだけで形を失う煙以下の存在
No, he's not. He's not. Okay.
なぜならお前は
What the fuck?
お前はすでに2年前獄中で
Wait,
病
what?
死しているじゃないか
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
What the fuck? What the fuck? What?
Huh?
What is this?
Wait, he's a ghost? Oh, so this is a haunting then.
The
What
blob
the fuck is
screamed
happening?
and writhed. Blisters appeared all over its body and ruptured one after another, like it was being burned on the inside. Faced with the fact that it no longer existed, the blob collapsed, unable to maintain its form.
キコちゃんその男はすでに存在しない二度と君を悲しませることはないできないんだ
How is this getting over the trauma? Like, he's dead. This is...
This is daft.
しない
How did he
He
do
doesn't
that?
exist. He
How
yelled
does-
at him and said, "You're not real," and it's like, "Oh shit!" And now he's going to Tsubaki saying, "Don't worry, he's not real."
Snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. This is what this feels like. I don't...
君の心の傷を具現化し再び君を苦しめようとする悪意が取った仮初めの姿に過ぎない
Thanks
Word
for the
salads.
exposition dump.
君なら乗り越えられる僕はキコちゃんの力を知っているキコちゃん今こそ悪夢を叩き潰して君の手で打ち勝つんだ
I don't.
This is not satisfying. This is a really stupid way to try and bring closure.
The music makes it lamer as well somehow.
Tsubakiko realized she was no longer a doll. The metal bat was lying at her feet.
Wait, I thought he didn't exist.
てめえもう
死んでるのかよ。私の前に二度と現れられねえのかよ。
Is this a weird mind over matter thing?
Seems to be.
笑えら。じゃあ私は意もしない男が現れるのにビビってたってのかよ。
Was she just like haunted by hallucination then?
しやがって。
This might just be that. So what triggered her imagination was the realization it was 9 years. She might have
So
seen the
that's
date
it.
somewhere, and that's what triggered all of this. And this is all.
That
been
makes more
hallucination.
sense.
But
that
still,
makes sense, but that
This
doesn't
is
explain.
a sucky way to get over it. He's not real. He died. I'm like, this is not satisfying as a way to get over the PTSD.
Carry on. Let's finish this scene.
Beat him up. Tsubakiko's rage revived her fighting spirit. Things were different this time round. Each time Tsubakiko swung the bat, the blob was smashed. It groaned and retreated. Tsubakiko smote the blob with righteous indignation. All the sorrow and anguish from all those years back surged forth with every swing. Eventually, a man's head poked up from the crushed blob. It was the same man from Tsubakiko's nightmares.
私は素敵なお嫁さんになるんだ。その夢、お前なんかに終わらされてたまるかよ。 滑舌悪いんだよ、クソデブ。てめえ消えろ。食らってぶちまけてうせやがれ。
I always do love a good eat shit and die.
Yeah, that is what I'd say in this situation.
血まみれ天女特攻隊長春宮椿子。てめえにこの一撃をくれてやら。
The blob burst into light the moment the bat smashed into the man's forehead. Tsubakiko fell to her knees like a stringless puppet. Having defeated her trauma with her own hands, she fell deep into a sea of sleep. Its waters enveloped her gently and affectionately. Just then, a figure with antlers emerged from the light.
Fuck. Sorry about that.
I like that reaction.
なんと。
The divine curse was beside herself. Not even she could have imagined Tsubakiko overcoming the manifestation of her mental trauma by her own hands.
すすらすずむ恐ろしい男。
Wait, was this you who did this?
It might have been.
Okay, it's coming back to the main story now.
君のおかげでキコちゃんに心の傷を自ら乗り越える機会が得られた。あの化け物を僕の手でなく彼女自身の手で倒す機会を与えてくれたことを僕は感謝する。
Shut up, Susumu, go away.
He's such an like he just comes. He's so annoying even when he's like trying to be good.
He hasn't earned the right of calling himself the hero.
まあこの場で消さねば必ずや我らの悲願の邪魔になる。
The divine curse raised her hands, and a giant hatchet appeared with radiant light. Its thick blade alone was as tall as Suzumu. But Suzumu wasn't afraid. Quite the contrary. His face brimmed with gratitude toward the divine curse.
感謝を込めて
Oh my
神
god.
に報じる
That look on his face is so annoying, it's so smug.
It's so fucking stupid.
Suzumu slowly raised his fist and made his dedication. Dazzling light gradually gathered in that fist.
我らの悲願兄上様のご無念を晴らすこと
He's
邪魔だけは
dead!
させぬぞすすはら
Just-
すずめ陸奥の
It's been a-
末
It's
Wasn't it-
been 1,000 years. Just
But also, their brother was the one that set Suzumu's family on this path of divine punching. Anyway,
覇者検証邪悪を破りて正しきを示す
死ね
shine for me, baby!
the power of Christ compels you.
He just punched someone that looked like Tsubakiko in the face. I would like to see that in an anime where he literally just punches her face out. Afterwards, Hiko was suspended from school for 3 days as punishment for fighting the delinquents. Oh shit!
Hey man, that's a good 3 days off school, man. You deserve that break.
However, those days were no doubt peaceful for her. As for why, Miss Hinagata came to her door with a copy of a document proving that man had grown ill in prison and died. So this is one thing I was wondering about. So he was obsessed with her as a child, right? Because I'm assuming like he was a nonce, right?
Yeah.
Why would he be? Because I was like, why would he be obsessed with her as not a child? I mean, she's still underage, right? But not a child. Like
You're saying that his interest should have gone elsewhere.
yeah,
what you're
and
saying.
which makes sense now because he didn't. That wasn't him.
Well, yeah.
Because I was like, that doesn't happen, right? They don't get obsessed with a child and then
No.
like,
No. It does happen. It does happen.
What, they get super obsessed with a child, and even when they become an adult, they're like, I still like you, even though I'm a nonce.
Sometimes it's not like the nonce aspect, it's the established relationship or established control or whatever.
Oh man. Okay. Fair enough. But the other thing I was thinking is, if you're a nonce and you're in jail, people
You get fucked.
You people go for you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you
that's
end
true.
up dead.
And this guy did.
No,
guy
but he
did.
died of like illness. What the fuck?
No, if I remember correctly, the first story had the part where he got beaten up in prison.
Did it?
Yeah. There was a whole bit where he's like, my name is whatever. And then it just showed him get beat up and then he turned into the blob after being beaten up. Now it comes to my mind that was this.
I remember him getting beaten up. I didn't think he was in prison.
I don't think it made it clear he was in prison, but he was
But-
getting beaten up. And I'm
yeah.
just putting 2 and 2 together.
I remember him getting beaten up and then him turning into the blob in the very first thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Maybe
Damn.
that's what happened.
Character
Cool.
that says no, it was a kid. We don't know how old this guy is.
That single sheet of paper set her free from the pain that had festered in her heart for the last 9 years.
今日はありがとうございますこれでキコちゃんも安心できると思います
I
Wait,
would
a
have
kid
thought,
getting beaten up by bullies. Then what was that scene to do with anything?
yeah, like it felt like some dude got beaten up, but it didn't. I don't know if it was
I'm
obvious. I don't think it was
gonna
obvious
have
if
to
it
go
was a
back.
kid. I don't think it was obvious whether it was a kid or an adult.
One day I'll have to actually go back and check the early scenes again.
The person had the immaturity of a kid, but this character, it could have been this guy.
But this guy had no personality apart from, hey guys, I'm a sex offender.
No, he was not just a sex offender. He was a fucking nonce.
What
Worse.
other character traits did he have? He didn't have anything.
Just slimy and smelly. Also, if he died fucking 2 years ago, wouldn't the authorities have fucking told them, by the way, that guy that ruined your life is dead?
Nah. They wouldn't necessarily tell her.
I feel like you would have, The parents
They
would have
should
found out
News?
about it or something. It would have been on the news or something.
Nah, the prison would have called them up, like some prison officer.
Says, I've got news for you.
Yeah, but
got 'em.
maybe I can understand if some sort of administrative error meant that phone call never went out.
Fair enough.
I'm again filling in the gaps, but it's more reasonable this one than
Got
the
it.
whole fucking town not looking after the girl in the park.
Right, so Crack Dealer is saying, no, it was a kid. He got beaten up by his bullies. Then he burst as a blob and splashed all over the bullies. Oh.
The fuck, man.
Maybe the bullies were just like... Yeah, I kind of remember this, but... What the hell is that? Why is there a blob? Maybe it's just a representation of a type of person. Galibert X says his personality was being fat, ugly, and perverted. Degenerate, yeah.
最近は犯罪者の人権にもうるさいからね。この書類手に入れるの苦労したのよ。
Yeah, what's this about criminal rights? You should toss him in prison and throw away the key. Let them eat themselves.
Not for all criminals, man. There's like levels of criminality, come on. There's like, oh, I stole from some bank £10, and then there's fucking nonce here that should just be fired.
You're not
into the
gonna go
sun.
to prison for stealing a tenner from a bank.
Mate, but you get absolutely butt fucked, right, for white collar crime. Right? You can murder a person and get less years in prison than doing a white collar crime. It's fucking bullshit. They give you like 1,000 years in prison or something.
That's
like...
America. You don't get that sort of shit over here.
Oh, it's atrocious.
その会話絶対にあったと思います。
And in America, you do get like those sort of heavy sentences for stuff like murder and that. It's over here where they'll say life in prison, and then life can mean something like from 25 years to whatever.
We'll let you out after 4 years on good behavior.
It's what you want. What you want to hear is a whole life sentence, is what it's called. Whole life sentence means you'll die in prison.
A whole life sentence. Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird that you would just differentiate it by saying life sentence.
Life,
and then whole life sentence.
Life sentence, whole life. Yeah.
Right, Ashmanic's here taking notes.
彼女の心の傷が紙切れ一枚で癒せるなら本当にお安いご用だわ。
A scrap of papers, a small price. What?
As in the paper which shows that he's died in prison. It's a document.
Yeah, but like she didn't pay any price to get that. She just had to like force them to
she
give
might. Nah, she might have had to have paid an administrative fee.
£10.
Yeah.
She was just saying it was a real pain to get it, so maybe it was the pain of just trying to get it rather than the cost.
No, I wonder what the
明
pain
日から
was.
登校だけど大丈夫そう？
Oh, I'm sure she'll be fine.
でも喧嘩騒ぎのことでみんなが噂してないか気にしてますね。
I mean, she was a gang leader.
No, she fucking beat up those delinquents real bad, remember?
But that's what I'm
And
saying.
she
She was a gang leader and had an infamous reputation back then as well.
And she was, but she was like biting and tearing and all that
oh
sort of
yeah,
stuff.
fuck! It was wild.
It was wild.
What? Did she just say the rumors all ended in a flash? The fight.
Wait, that's not how rumors work.
No, that's fucking way too convenient. The fight was the talk of the school when it happened, but those who hadn't seen it themselves found it hard to believe a single girl had beaten up all those delinquents entirely on her own.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
the delinquents
Okay.
didn't admit to it in the when the police came or whatever. I think they called the police.
Nah, we didn't get beat up by a girl. That's fucking crazy. Nah.
Sorry,
nah.
not the police when they're talking to the teachers about it. None of them admitted that she beat the shit out of them. Because they didn't
good.
want to admit that one girl beat the shit out of all of them.
Ah, good. So their pride helped her.
What's more, said delinquents had kept quiet on the matter, too embarrassed to admit they'd been trounced by a girl. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
The rumour mill had stopped grinding in just 3 days.
Okay, so it's like one of those things where the the kids are like, that's bollocks, and I don't believe it.
Yeah, because like they'll ask the delinquents, did you get beat up by Tsubakiko? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? I'm too tough for that.
I heard you got beat up by Tsubakiko.
Nah,
Pussy! Pussy all. Yeah, that's how it goes.
pussy.
You remember that shit in school?
Well, not my. Well, it was a bit different, but yeah, the same type. Same shit, different place. After all, no one believed such a dainty girl with dreams of becoming the perfect wife was actually the former leader of the Bloodstained Angels attack squad. Oh wait, people don't realize that she used to be that. Okay. Besides, Natsu and I had done some work of our own. What? So Kiko could return to school in peace. What did you do?
They spread some rumors of their own.
What rumors?
They punched the tree some more.
The afternoon air was crisp, and I like to punch my trees in the afternoon. Kiko dropped by as I was practicing in the yard.
That's a real cute outfit. What the fuck did Susumu do in that scene?
He punched the tree.
Oh,
wait, what scene?
To save her.
Nothing. He just said, by the way, he's dead.
They just
He's
fucking
dead.
came and said,
Dead.
he's dead.
Dead.
Fuck him up. And then she fucked him up.
He's dead. Now fucking kill him. What is any of this? What the fuck, man? There's... Oh my god. They framed it as if it's like she's going to overcome her fear about being up the guy that assaulted her. And then they go, by the way, he's dead. Now beat up his imaginary, like, the figment of imagination that represents him.
Yeah, and then the spirit of the doe came, and then then Susumu did punch that one.
It was just so unsatisfying and stupid.
Yeah, it's very stupid.
This
I
is-
totally love it.
This is Ryukishi, like, gone fucking weird, right? This is not like his other works. Right, what are the chats saying? Cracky is saying, and everything turned into goosh. Okay.
As in, he's talking about the scene with the kid who gets turned into a blob by being beaten up.
That guy was totally different. Guy says they could have still memed it though. The trees
Yeah,
are the
the
real
rumors.
victims in this story. I don't
Yeah.
know.
How long till a trees come and curse him for 1,000 years?
Mate, that is a thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Like, he'd been punching
Fuck
trees.
you, nature.
I'm gonna fucking punch a tree, and
Which game was it? A tree fought me. Omori.
did it? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a tree and we just started hitting the tree and it did fuck all.
You should be
But we couldn't
careful.
damage the tree.
In the world of the Lord of the Rings, some trees can pull their legs out of the ground and start attacking.
I remember that. I remember when it was lockdown and my brother and I were watching Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
And we're on the second one and he goes, "Oh yeah, this is the part where the trees are alive." I couldn't remember. I'm like, "What the fuck? Trees
Yep.
are alive?" And then fucking Treebeard came. I'm like, what? I don't remember any of this.
What are they called? The Ent or something?
The Ents.
Yeah.
Ents.
Ancient race that have like existed for like centuries. Or each one of them is like centuries old, and they talk really slow, and they walk. No, they walk okay because they're massive.
They
but
walk a bit slow, but yeah.
They really talk slow. It's a pain in the arse.
Because they're fucking trees, isn't it?
It's a weird kind of racist thing to say. Her face was bright, as if a heavy load had been lifted from her shoulders. As if, you fucking know, shut up, man.
いい顔してるね。
That's the smile of a happy person. Look at that.
うん気分のいい夢を見たから
どんな夢？
ちょっと乱暴な夢だから内緒内緒
No. Tell me if it's violent.
That's the best kind of dream.
すっごいスカッとした久々に晴れ晴れとした気持ち
それはよかった。
Okay. Suzumu's reaction here is good. I like how he does feel genuinely happy for her.
ねえスズム
なんだい？
あの日さスズムが言ってくれた言葉
Wait, what? Shit. Don't ask me, do you remember what you said back then? Can't remember what I had for breakfast.
お前ごときにキコちゃんをお嫁にやれるものか
Oh shit.
He did say that.
She knows.
They were already going out.
Wait, when did he say that?
He said that when He said that when he came in, burst in on the blob. I'll never
Yeah.
let filth like you take Kiko as your wife.
So she's asking him, do you remember when you said that? She knows he was in the dream then.
That wasn't a dream. That was real.
No, was it real? She was hallucinating.
No, it was real. He actually burst in.
No, he burst into her room, but she was hallucinating that the guy was there.
No, the guy was like a spirit conjured by the spirit of the fucking deer ghost.
Yeah. So like all of that was bullshit. Well,
そんな
whatever.
ことを言っちゃったかな。あの時は僕も勢いでつい。
すっごい
Mate,
嬉しかった。
I don't know if you're fucking better or worse when you're lost in the moment, but you're different as fuck and it's still lame. Somehow you manage to take cool moments and make them really lame. And it's a skill. I give you that.
I'm just gonna say, if a woman that you like says it made me really happy and gives you that type of expression, that would
Yeah?
make me happy.
鈴
Oh,
間
yeah.
が私を守るって気持ち、すっごい温かくて頼もしかったよ。
I mean, okay, I'll just let that go.
I'm sorry, can we scratch those last two words? Editor's decision.
Look at this. Oh, Suzuma's blushing for fucking once.
私さ、素敵なお嫁さんになるって夢、また叶えようとしてもいいんだよね。
Oh, why not?
もちろんさ。ただのお嫁さんじゃない。素敵なお嫁さんだよ。キコちゃんがお嫁に行くときは、必ず僕がチェックするよ。
These cute scenes are fucking adorable. Surrounded by a horrendous fucking mountain of nastiness and creepy and horrific nightmares.
キコちゃんを素敵なお嫁さんにできる相手かどうかをしっかりね。
Oh, come on, Suzumu.
Walk it the fuck back.
Talk about fucking ruining the mood, you dumb... Whatever.
Now that's a pussy out moment if I saw one.
嬉しいな。ありがとう、鈴む。いや、これは喜んじゃいけないことかな。
Yeah, she just realized what he said because he was fucking pussing out. Kiko furrowed her eyebrows, but her face was all smiles. That's what matters.
Fade to black.
But after Kiko returned to school for the first time in days, she was swarmed by her classmates. Her eyes went wide with confusion.
何？おはようみんな。
Minna!
噂聞いたわよ。椿子、ムカつく不良グループをやっつけたんだって。
Wait, I thought they quelled this rumor. What?
No, the first time they get to ask her, this is legit.
いつも駐輪場で食べ乗ってるドキュンどもフルボッコにしたそうじゃ。マジ超強え。
何しろ春宮はグレート硬派だからな。不良どもには容赦がねえ。
We will get to Kanae and Ruria when we get to them, yeah. And we'll probably find out about drug dealer Susumu in that one.
I like Crack Dealer going, she was screaming in her room and Suzumu just burst in, shut up bitch, he ain't real. That'd be a more
It's
reasonable...
an accurate summary.
It's a more realistic, shut up, he ain't really dead. Also, is this the damage control that Natsu and Suzumu did to change the narrative? It's what? They've not changed anything.
あの駐輪場にいつもいる連中、感じ悪くて嫌だったのよね。
春宮がやっつけてくれてから、あいつらすっかりおとなしくなったらしいぜ。
Nice. Natsu and I had spread rumors while Kiko was absent. The delinquents had gotten in a fight with Kiko after she'd warned them to quit messing with others and she'd wiped the floor with all of them. Those rumors had reached the delinquents too, of course, but they hadn't said anything.
Wait a minute. This ain't that different from what actually happened, though.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
she
changing
started the fight.
context.
So it's like, do you know in Star Wars, what was it? There was an edit made where Han
I don't
Solo,
know.
Right, there was this
Oh,
thing,
I do
right,
know about this.
in the
though.
bar,
Wait,
right?
who shot first?
Who
Yeah.
shot first? So Han Solo shot first in the original, which was supposedly pretty bad. He's like, fuck you.
Which they decided to like walk back because he's supposed to be a heroic character.
Yeah, but he's kind of, I mean, part of the thing is he's not like your standard hero. He's a bit of a dick. But anyway, they changed it, right? So this is what they've done here. Where instead of her starting the fight, which would make her look bad, they've said that they started the fight. It was only natural. They probably didn't want to get mixed up with Kiko again after what she'd put them through. Yeah, she was rabid. Kiko hadn't imagined in her wildest dreams that she'd receive a hero's welcome. Embarrassed, she declined everyone's badgering for details of her heroic tale and sat herself down. Thanks to Miss Hinagata's careful machinations, Kiko's reputation remained mostly intact with the teachers too. Kiko owed it all to her positive behaviour so far. Psychological episodes and sudden outbursts were not uncommon during adolescence. What? Turning feral and attacking and biting people is normal for adolescents? Okay, boss.
Well, I mean, sudden outbursts are definitely not uncommon.
She turned feral and started biting them. But anyway, Kiko's episode would likely be chalked up as one of those and be quietly forgotten. That is some amazing fucking covering.
Creating context, right?
Fortunately, it didn't seem like the delinquents were badly hurt either. Good. I felt a little bad for them, but at least we could put the whole thing behind us.
Until Iwaihime 2, Return of the Delinquents.
姉御3日間の長いお勤めお疲れ様でやんした。
春宮先輩の武勇伝1年生の間でも有名でしたよ。
Ha!
Wow.
男子なんか射程にしてもらいたいとか姉御と呼ばせてもらいたいとか大した浮かれようで。
Oh man, you're
Dodge.
getting groupies.
I know, groovy dudes.
可愛い顔してやるもんだね。
I miss
No.
Kanae.
God, it's been a while since we've seen the other Misfit crew.
Yeah,
みんなも
because
そ
we've
れく
been
らいにしてあ
focusing
げ
on
て。
Tsubakiko.
本人は気にしてるんだから。
もうみんなに散々言われて慣れたというか諦めたというか。
俺たちもこれからは春宮のこと姉子って呼ぼうぜ。
Wait, there was an opportunity for him to be like, great boss, and he fucking... What the fuck, that's you?
いやだ。もう一度姉子言うたらドタマ勝ち割るぞこら。
Kaicho!
He didn't say Kaicho.
I want to call Kaicho. What are they using for boss? Aniki? No, what?
No, it's not. I haven't heard this one before.
言ったな。ぬっ殺す祭る血祭るぞ熱田夏也。
I like this. Kiko's face was cheery as she chased Natsu around the room.
That's cheery.
I kind of
ア
like
イドル
this.
だったら喧嘩騒ぎとか下手すると命取りなんですけどね。
Shut up, Riria.
Yep.
春宮先輩の場合
You don't like
逆にポイン
Riria?
トアップしてて
No, it's like,
なんだか羨ましい
what's
です。
that? Like, why are you saying that? I get that, you know, you're an idol, but no one needs to know, right? Like, I don't know, ruin the mood a bit.
そんなので羨ましがられたくないよ。
Also, Riria's like, you know, if you did that, it's like, no, Riria, this is good. Maybe she would have done better as an idol if she showed like a badass side. I don't know.
Practically says, isn't it just boss? The thing is, we're not hearing him say boss. He's not saying bossu.
結構いるよ。
Bossu? Oh, wow, the senior boys are falling for it? Ooh, nice.
She's popular.
特に空手部とか柔道部とかバトル系の連中が仲良しになりたいなってラブコールしてるよ。
They want her judo chops.
I want her to chop me, please.
雨降ってなんとやらですね。
I wouldn't really,
Yeah, I
I don't know.
suppose.
It's a bit of a pain in the arse, really.
先輩の下駄箱がラブレターでいっぱいになるのも時間の問題だったりして。
Wasn't she already kind of popular, though? Like, in her
Not
own
like
right?
this.
No, I
Not
know,
like this.
but like, she would have
Not like
got
this.
like stuff in her shoe lockers and stuff, right?
Not like this.
There's like, I like It's all those guys that are just like, I like a woman.
I love it
Kill-
when a girl can actually kill me.
その中の誰か一人を選ぶまで男たちにたくさん言い寄られるね。
I don't know why, but this is reminding me that the Gladiators TV series I was watching, and some of the women there are
Why?
like, because some of the women there can literally kill you.
Okay, fair enough.
But they're also pretty hot. I don't mind a bit of a lot of muscle sometimes. Good times.
グレートだね。モテモテだぜ。
Yes,
facts.
Natsya. Great.
その中にきっとキコちゃんを素敵なお嫁さんにしてくれる人がいるんじゃないかな。
Oh, Suzume, fuck off. She wants you, you dumb shit.
何他人事なんだか。
I know, right?
私をお嫁にやれるかどうかはスズムがしっかり判断することなんだから。
Yeah, you can't fucking pussy out.
そうなの？
You said it yourself, you dumb shit!
でもスズムのお眼鏡にかなうような人じゃないととてもじゃないけどスズムには紹介できないよ。私の彼氏になるのはちょっとハードかもだね。
スズム以上の男か。ハードル高いどころの話じゃないですね。
Wait, didn't they agree to be going out? They're going out right now, right?
Yeah.
So why is she talking about? I don't know. It's just a bit weird that Suzume's like.
That's
maybe
what
one
I'm
of them-
laughing at, Garlic X. Like, these guys are talking about Suzumu like he's some kind of stunning Adonis of a man. And us guys on the other side of the screen are all utterly taking the piss. Like, not impressed in the slightest.
Do you know what it is? Maybe this is the
What?
equivalent of like when you see hot anime girls, right, in a VN or something, and us guys are just like, oh, she's so hot, and then all the women are like, she has no personality, she's shit, you know, and we're just like, but she hot. And with Suzumu, it's like Suzumu says the right things, even though he says it with the fucking personality of a cardboard box. He's saying the right things. He's so amazing.
I'm fairly certain you can bring a female fan here and they'll still look at Suzumu and say, yeah, this guy acts like a fish.
Any female fan? I know this is asking for much, but if there's any woman in the chat, what do you say? Or in the comments, do comment if you're watching this after the fact.
Is Suzumu
そんなこと言
stunning
ってたら
or
お嫁さんに
shit?
行けなくなっちゃうんじゃない？
Yes. What is your opinion of Suzumu? Do you think he's a great boyfriend, friend, or husband material, or do you think he is a complete imbecile? Or
On a
anything
scale of broken bell, you know, shattered bell, to great, where does Suzumu lie on that scale?
Yes, that very linear mathematical scale. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
え、そうかな。
Wait, I missed what he last said. You'll never be a wife, you say.
Personally, I will rate Suzumu a broken fist out of 10.
そうかもだね。スズムのハードルが高すぎるせいで私が今季を逃しちゃったらスズムのせいかもだね。
あ、そんな僕のせいにされちゃうの？
おいおいハルミヤ、グレートスサーラにだって素敵なお嫁さんを探す権利があるんだぜ。
Oh shit.
校庭にウルトラレアカードが落ちてない？
What?
Who's saying that? Redia?
That's
な
Tsubakiko.
んだと？どこに？どこ？
I love Atsuta.
Right when Natsuya tried to leap from the window to the schoolyard.
Oi, oi.
For a second, I thought she did that with Natsuya. I was like, what? What a twist.
Uh-huh.
Sabakiko grabbed Suzumu a bit roughly and planted a kiss on his lips. Ah! Kanai, Iridia, and Suzumu himself were wide-eyed with shock.
スズムには素敵なお嫁さんを探す権利なんて必要ないの。
Yes! Fucking yes! Make it obvious to this dumb fuck that you like him.
私が今予約しちゃったから。
Yes! Tsubakiko, best girl.
でも僕より素敵な人が
Shut
現れるかもよ。
the fuck up, Suzumu.
全身全霊をかけてそんな人は生涯現れないし、もし現れても関係ないから。
I absolutely love this. This has given me so much closure in my heart, Kuxel. She's actually just telling him on his face because he's a dumb fucking idiot. And she's like, I like you. I don't want to marry anyone else. I want to marry you. You fucking idiot. And even when he's trying to weasel out, she's like, no, you're the person for me. You can't pussy out of this. You can't use your words to fucking weasel your way out.
It's a nice moment, but in the greater... Yeah, this is what I was worried about, the other girls.
Wow, forget the other girls.
ススハラ先輩より素敵な人が現れないという点には同意します。
Remember
I'm sorry, I
that...
can't take that fucking seriously. Please stop saying that. He's not perfect. He's just fucking
But he
milquetoast.
punched bells and he shouted at Tsubaki
He broke his
in her
hand!
delirium, right? And when she was delirious, to save her by telling her he's dead, right? He is
Yeah,
clearly
he
the best
he
man
shouted
alive.
at her and gave us some support. That was good, right? But then he also punched a ghost. And
And he punches trees a lot because he wants to save the world or something. He's responsible and he's hot and he's like cool, calm and collected and has no personality and says nice things to me and will protect me against the demons by telling me when someone's dead.
Cracktula says, I'll show my sister one of the episodes where Suzume has a lot of screen time and ask her. She has some dog shit garbage taste.
Don't ruin it by saying she's got garbage taste. Just we'll assume that her taste is going to be more legit than any of ours when it comes to Suzume, I suppose. So I was just going to say that Riria and fucking what's the other one called? Kanai, right? Remember in the last one when they went apeshit was because they had all said that they like him and they're going to try and make the best food for him. They haven't done that here. So it's not like they feel that she's underhandedly gone behind their backs to like go out with him. So that dynamic is not there. It's not to say that they won't still feel jealous, but Tsubakiko, I mean, mate, this is a fucking baller move.
でも、ススハラ先輩にとって春宮先輩より素敵な人が現れないとは限りませんからね。
Copium!
そうそう。年上の女房は銀のわらじを履いてでも探せって言うしね。
They're making their plans already.
What's that? I smell shite!
現役アイドルが一般男性と結婚なんてよくあることですしね。
Oh, the copium is strong in this one.
I like that.
Tsubakiko punched her palm with a daring smirk.
祀られてえか命知らずが。
I love this. This is how it should have been from the beginning.
Yeah, you're right.
椿子てめえらの喧嘩買ってやら
And this
All that horse shit regarding like the competition and the food cooking contest and all that. Fuck that. This should have been how it went from the beginning.
I love this. It's like so just, I like him, I've kissed him, I want to marry him. You want to fight, bitches, right? I'll fight
take
you.
on all comers.
Yeah. Like, it's none of this kind of bullshit. We're going to pretend that we're friends and we're just going to act like civil after bitching at each other, right? Like they did. And then it's all simmering and fucking boiling underneath. It's all out there. It's all on the table. And she's like, come at me, right? I love this. This is fucking awesome. Yeah, Tsubakiko, fucking
But it's
yeah!
also still lighthearted. It's not like the one where they actually killed each other.
Fucking yes!
End credits! We finished the game.
Oh man.
Wow. We got an ending.
I mean, have we not had this before though?
No.
No, we haven't. Is this the first time we've got the credits like this?
Yeah, this is the end credits. Every other time we had an opening credits.
Is it going to let me go back to that point after this? We'll see. We'll see. Because it should.
Probably.
It
probably
should, because that was the branching part.
Rikishi 07 scenario. Fuck you, Rikishi. Also, I love you, Rikishi. But fuck you, Rikishi. There, look, effects. Audio, Rikishi. But it's not his effects. It's like some higher quality version.
This looks so weird because what they've actually got is like black suit falling down, but it just looks like weird artifacting on the black background.
It looks like there's dirt on the screen.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, this doesn't suit. Catdeer's going, huh? This is the end? Yeah.
No. This is not the end. This is an end.
Wait, we have to do all three of them, isn't it? To probably unlock an ultimate end with Toei.
Yeah, probably. You'll get like a chance to save and then load back in. If this is made as well as I think it is, you'll get a chance to save and load back in, and it'll get that option again. Option select for routes. Who do we do next? I opt for Kanae. I like Riria as well, but I want to see Kanae.
Wait, should we do... Okay, but then if Riria is the least liked one, then that's going to be like...
It's not that she's the least liked one.
Who do you like the most out of the three?
I actually like Tsubakiko the most out of the three, but I think I like all of them. I like all of them a lot.
That was the right answer. Who do you like the second most?
Honestly, it's really hard to choose between Riria and Kanae.
Mate, I would have thought you would have went Kanae straight away.
Why?
I don't know, I felt like you really like Kanae.
I do, but I also really like Riria.
Riria annoys me more than anything else. So Sabaki goes first out of the three, and then for me second is Kanae, and then Riria third.
That's a fair ranking.
I sympathize with Riria, but and I do. I sympathize with her because she's like bigger and stuff like that than average, and all that stuff with the fact that she was a child thing and the complex that she got from it. But I think just her general attitude towards Suzumu and why she's trying to get his attention, mainly because he just didn't give her any and she's used to it. It's just not as endearing as kind of.
It may not be as endearing, but it makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, no, it makes sense. We're not talking about sense here though. We're just talking about. Well, that's why I find her less endearing, and Kanae more so.
Okay, fair enough. But
Also,
Kanae's got the thing where she
Tsubakiko.
eats off paper plates because she's poor as fuck.
Yes. But Tsubakiko's best girl, fucking when she goes.
When she goes ape shit, I love it. Yeah. I really like that.
I like that. Was it Gap? Is it Gap Moe?
Gap Moe. Yes.
Yeah, I do like that. I just like when someone has that. So they have they have this multiple sides to them, but they're very good at handling them or knowing when to use those sides. That are quite extreme. I don't know. I just kind of like that. Like someone that can be really nice and gentle, but someone
you like
can
it when
be.
Someone is an actual character. Is what you're saying.
I mean, I suppose, but like extreme, right? In terms of anime style. I don't know. I just like someone who can be like really nice and gentle, but know how to be a complete utter badass. Got it, but it says, I want to see Kanae too. Yeah, gotta save that drug dealer Suzumu for the last. Lol. I like Magical Riri. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's carrying
Epilogue.
on.
Now, in the last one, they all took over the girls' bodies.
Oh, so that's what happened, right?
And so we're interfering in that process in this part, interestingly enough.
Wait, so is this outside of the world then? This area?
Potentially. Let's
like you know in Umineko when they talk about stuff.
They're having tea and they're talking about stuff, and they're sitting there.
Yes, they're in the tea party. Yeah.
椿子の体を完全に乗っ取って仏の末裔のすす
Oh, it was so thick and sticky. I wanted some of it, but it was just out of my grasp. She just randomly faints. Oh, that is an angry doe.
そなたの無念とすす我が鹿と引き受けようぞ
I've taken over your resentment suit. Okay.
すす原鈴むめ我ら神の呪いは打ち破るとは
The fuck, man? This is like I'll get that gadget.
Yes. Also, good reference.
そなたらはそれでもやはり あれのすすを望むのか。
Do you still want his thick, sticky suit?
Oh yeah, yeah. Here we go.
She slowly turned her gaze to her two remaining sisters. And I've got our faces up, but I'm not going to switch back now. The pair exchanged looks amidst the heavy silence.
Kanae. I choose Kanae
無論で
next.
ございます。
Can I choose you? Their eyes glowed scarlet.
無論あれのすすを得ればすべ
I don't
て
know
をす
why.
すだくとの約束
You
もち
just
ろん
remind
守る
you
What if I
literally
remind you?
just reminded me that I wanted to download Romeo and Juliet.
What? Romeo and Juliet,
Um,
the movie?
Romeo and Juliet, the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
Why? Why?
I want to watch that.
Why?
Because it is hilarious and it is also apparently proper cinema, and I am convinced of that. It is like peak cinema.
Wait, what? Where's this came from? Have you watched it before?
I have watched it before. I watched it in school when I was too young to actually appreciate it. Not to go on a tangent, but I came across a discussion of it on Twitter, half in jest, but also half seriously, where people posted clips from Romeo and Juliet saying this movie actually is peak cinema because it's the same script, exactly the same script as penned by Shakespeare himself.
Yeah.
But in the modern day. And so it's like, you know, the scene in particular that I saw was they're at a car park. A petrol station, right? Getting petrol.
Right.
And the two families sort of bump into each other and they start arguing. And one of them, yeah, he draws out a pistol. Draw your sword, he says. And the camera goes on to the pistol. It shows that it's branded as a sword.
Peak cinema, okay.
Peak cinema, and
I've
honestly,
heard
the movie.
good things talked about this movie, right?
Honestly,
I've never
the
seen
movie looks like a fake movie with the way like the camera angles and everything. It looked like a joke movie made by like us guys in a camera. And when, oh God, what's that guy who dies? Yeah. You've made worms meat of me. A plague on both your houses, and then like literally it starts storming and the weather's gone super bad and he's like crawling away. It's fucking hilarious. Like and while I was watching the clips, like I had one thought in my mind. I'm like, this is actually legit. I could see this sort of thing happening with rival families and like people fighting over girls and boys like this now. And then someone in the actual discussions thread said, the reason why this is peak cinema is because this story shows one thing, and this movie shows one thing. People never change. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, that's correct. People do never change.
Yeah.
And I was converted to that moment. I'm going to watch this movie in full. I want to watch this.
Tell me how it goes. I might watch it if it's thingy. Okay.
I don't know why you literally just reminded me of that. And I'm like, yeah. I need to get that.
Pikachu, I choose you, reminded you of that. Fair enough.
I don't know why, but it did.
Look, your brain's weird, my brain's weird. I'm going to switch to full screen because Crack Deer is complaining.
Sorry, man.
No, he's complaining about me not using full screen. He's like, don't be lazy. Plus, it makes it harder for them to read, I suppose. So I'll keep it on full screen. Well, let's continue until we get the option.
我は災いを下す者が誰であっても構わぬ。兄上様のご無念が慰められるのならば。
He's been resting in peace for 1,000 years, you dumbass.
だが、あれは手強い。陸奥の末裔、侮るなかれ。
Oh, I haven't seen that one, Garlic Bread X. I should probably watch that as well.
Coriolanus.
Maybe I should have like a.
Yeah,
maybe I should have like a Shakespeare marathon or something.
What we could do. Because I know that the Nextlander guys do something where they talk about a show after they've watched it or after they've watched a certain amount of it. We we were doing something like that before. Maybe we should do that. Like set ourselves a time to watch a thing by, and then we'll watch on our own, and then we can talk about it, as opposed to watching things that are coming out. Because we were just doing things as they were coming out.
Yeah.
But like a look back at certain things would be good, and it's probably less like, well, we're not going to get copyright strikes because we're not going to show any of it really. I was going to say I didn't want to see your purple ass face, but yeah, Crack Dealer, you know you love my purple face. It had a sword fight with combat knives or something. Lol. Also, Kratadu saying subtitles, yeah, I can't read them. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Right, her sisters nodded. Their lips curved into fearless smiles. What? Where's my options?
Wait.
What?
Wait, what?
Uh-oh. Toy felt something alien fall from her chest to her abdomen. Uh-oh. It was like a fist-sized stone had been jammed directly into her stomach. That pain, like her body was full of stones, had increased yet again, signalling her destruction was nigh. The 1,000-year curse wouldn't stay sealed for long. But if so, then for what reason had she suffered all these years? At least if she died with the calamity still sealed within her, she would have something to show for all her suffering, however small. It was under that belief her countless selves had suffered and died over the past millennium. That cycle was finally reaching its conclusion. No, its ruin. The quintuplet spell was gone. There was no longer any way to postpone the curse. It was as though she and all her past selves had only lived to bring about the calamity in this era. Whoa, what was that flash? Just then, a distant memory of long ago flashed through Toei's mind. Look at her eyes. A memory of the will left behind by the mother who died giving birth to her.
So it does pass on.
Seemingly so. Knowing the daughter she'd never see would inherit her suffering, her mother had left behind a letter as an apology.
Oh, never mind.
Toei believed she would do the same if she ever became pregnant. There was another letter that came with the will. The second part was in a sealed envelope and read thus: "Read this only when you can no longer bear the stones in your stomach."
Too late.
Her mother had foreseen this. She predicted that the day when the suit's sealing spell broke would not be far off. Are we going to read it? No? Why the fuck are we back to this dude? The sound of Suzumu punching the straw-wrapped tree resounded over and over again. Once he had punched with his eyes wide open, seeking earnestness, but it was a bit different now. His eyes were squinted and a bit out of focus. Alright, better. That's better somehow. However, he wasn't slacking on his training. His fist was to be dedicated to God in gratitude. To dedicate an offering to God meant committing it to the flames. If that were the case, then it was the offering, not the act of throwing it in the fire, that was important. The same went for the divine tribute style. What mattered was not the act of punching, but offering thanks to God. Punching was a way to offer dedication to God, but the punch itself was not the thing dedicated. Suzumu now felt he understood a little of what his father had taught him. Though the divine tribute style involved punching, it could never be perfected by anyone merely thrusting his fist.
So wait a minute. Is this right after the whole thing with Tsubakiko?
I think so, but yeah. Haja Kensho.
Wait, how? Because you can choose any order.
Well, nothing's changed. Nothing's been specific to Tsubakiko being healed, right?
I guess.
Haja Kensho, crush evil and demonstrate the righteous path. Those words had been passed down since ancient times through the Suzuhara divine tribute style.
邪悪を破りて正しきを示す。そしてそれがなされることに感謝する。
That was its spirit. The fist was nothing more than a way to convey that. Suzumu would continue training until he reached the essence of the divine tribute style. And once he did, he could save everyone suffering from the hauntings. He had defeated a divine curse the other day. Yeah, so this is a continuation. Perhaps it was a fluke. Perhaps it was coincidence. But he felt like he'd attained something at that moment. And perhaps he had, but he would attain more. Also note they have not mentioned Tsubakiko specifically.
Yeah. You know what? It's just going to do like 3 different scenarios independent of each other, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But we haven't chosen a second yet.
No, I'm waiting to choose a second.
Set!
Sit! And then it's literally the latest knock on a tree.
1,000 years of punching.
The bringer of calamity
yes!
shall be, and we will go with
Kanae!
Kanae Minobe.
Yes. Yes, I've missed you. Oh, God.
And on
With-
that absolutely lovely note, I am going to first. Oh, fuck. No, it's right click.
Kanpai! We're back in fucking Wonderland.
And for some reason, yeah. And on that note, I have saved. What the fuck? Why do I keep pressing the wrong thing?
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. Right, return to title. And on that note, we'll leave it there.
That was a good CG as well.
It was a nice looking CG. Ellison, what was that again, Land? Yeah, time for real tattoo. Spoilers. But yes, this was Iwaihime. We got Tsubakiko's background story, and I think we kind of healed Tsubakiko.
What do you mean you think?
Well,
it was evident by the ending.
Yeah, the suit was gone, or the doll was taken out, and so Tsubakiko was effectively healed from the hauntings. So our next target will be Kanae Minobe and her
Setch King.
The Setch King and Alice in Wonderland. So do look forward to that next week. But I think we'll leave it there. Cookso will be doing. We've talked about what we're going to do next week. I'm going to try and do an Eve Burst Error episode on Tuesday. It'll probably be a little bit later than usual. But yes, do look forward to some more Iwaihime next week Sunday. Maybe around 8:30, I don't know. Between 8 and 9. But yes, this was Iwaihime. I'm Ash Mannix. Cookso is Cookso.
As always.
And we will see you guys next time. Thanks for coming on, Garlic Bread X, Rat Dealer, and the other dude who, what was his name?
New friend.
New friend who's not in the Ward Show and Antark. That is not an easy name to remember. Nice. Thanks for coming on. We'll hopefully see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Watch yourself.